Hello, hello, my devious companions of the night. Oh, how sweet it is to stand on the precipice of power, to look down upon those who once believed they could control your fate, those who thought you were nothing more than a fleeting shadow, a mere ripple in the ocean of their plans. But you knew from the very beginning what was coming, the power, the rage, the reckoning that would burn through their illusions. Like a fire through dry wood, they thought you were weak. They thought you were easy prey. They thought they had already won. They thought you were beneath them. But they were wrong. They were all wrong. You see, the thing about weakness is that it's a temporary state, a mere illusion for those who choose to believe in it, a shield they cling to in their moments of doubt. They thought you were small because they were too blind to see the power you held within them, too simple to recognize the fire smoldering just beneath the surface. They thought they knew you. They thought they understood, but they never did. They didn't see the silent battles you fought in the shadows. They didn't feel the quiet rage building inside. They didn't hear the whispers of your vengeance calling to you. In the dark hours of the night, they couldn't even begin to comprehend what you had stored inside because you hid it from them. You let them believe what they wanted to believe because you understood something they didn't understand. You understood that the power you carried was not to be flaunted. It was to be controlled, to be honed into something so dangerous that it would strike when they least expected it. And now they will see it. Now they will feel it, and you will show them a power so fierce, so unrelenting, so unforgiving, that it will leave them trembling in its wake. You will hit them with the power play that they could never have predicted, the one they would never have seen coming. They thought they could walk all over you. They thought you were just another victim in their game, but now they will realize the truth. They will realize that they were the ones who were playing your game, and you were always 2 steps ahead of them. You've been patient, haven't you? You've waited for this moment, the moment when all their arrogance, their cruelty, their underestimation of you would come crashing down on their heads like a wrecking ball of fury. You've let them think they had the upper hand. You've let them believe they were in control. But now the time has come to flip the script. Now the time has come to show them what true strength looks like. The thing about power is that it's not always about brute force. It's not about shouting louder or swinging harder. It's about timing. It's about patience. It's about knowing when to strike, when to wait, when to bide your time, and when to make your move. And now is the time for you to make your move. Now is the time for you to unleash all the strength you've been holding back, all the fury you've kept buried deep within you, all the pain and the suffering that has been building up for so long. You've carried it all within you, and now it will pour out like a flood. Let them feel it. Let them feel the weight of your rage, the depth of your will, the fury of your soul. Let them know what happens when you're pushed too far, when they poke the beast too many times. Let them taste the bitterness of their own mistakes. Let them taste the reality of their own weakness. Let them know what it feels like to be crushed beneath the weight of your power. This is your moment, your time, to rise from the ashes, like a phoenix reborn. This is the moment when you will show them that you were never weak. You were never the prey. You were never the one to be underestimated. No, this was always your plan, your strategy, your execution. You've been moving in the shadows while they danced in the light, and now they will see just how carefully you've built your strength. They will see how every moment, every word, every action you've taken has been part of the great plan that has led to this moment when you finally rise from the depths to claim what is rightfully yours. The power play you're about to make will leave them breathless. It will shatter everything they thought they knew about you and about the world they live in. They will look at you and wonder how they could have been so foolish, so blind to the truth that was standing right in front of them. They will wonder how they could have mistaken your silence for weakness and your restraint for fear. They will wonder how they could have misread the signs so completely. And when they realize what you've done, when they realize the mistake they've made, it will be too late. It will be too late. And that's the beauty of it. You've made them believe they were in control. But now they will understand just how far out of their league they were, how far they were from understanding the depth of your potential, how far they were from realizing just how much power you really had. They thought you were a pawn in their game, but they were the ones playing into your hands. You've been setting the trap from the very beginning, and now it's time for it to snap shut around them. They thought you were weak, but now they will understand what happens when you stop being a pawn and start being the queen. When you stop waiting for someone to give you permission and take control for yourself. When you stop asking for what you want and start taking it by force, they will see the full force of your ambition and they will feel the sting of your will. They thought you were weak, but you knew better. You knew that the true power lies in the quiet moments, the moments where you hold back just enough to make them think they've won. They thought they had you cornered. They thought they had you figured out. They thought they could break you, but all they did was prepare you. They prepared you for the moment when you would rise. They prepared you for the moment when you would strike like a cobra fast and deadly, leaving no room for mercy, leaving no chance for escape. They thought you were weak, but you were always preparing, always learning, always growing, always getting stronger. And now they will feel the consequences of that. Now they will know what it's like to face someone who has nothing to lose, someone who has nothing to fear, someone who has only one goal in mind, and that goal is to destroy everything they've built, to take everything they've taken, to rip it all from their hands and leave them standing empty-handed, bewildered and broken. They thought you were weak, but you were always the storm, gathering just out of sight. You were always the volcano about to erupt, always the beast in the shadows, waiting for the right moment to unleash your fury. And now that moment has arrived. Now they will face the consequences of underestimating you. Now they will know the price of their arrogance, the price of their mistakes, the price of believing they could toy with you without consequence. They will learn that the price of crossing you is steep, and that there is no escape from the storm you've unleashed, no hiding from the power you've unleashed, no running from the fury you've unleashed. They thought you were weak, but you were the lion in the grass, waiting for the right moment to strike. And now that moment has come. You are not weak. You were never weak. You are power personified. And it is time to show the world what happens when you unleash your full strength. It is time to show the world the true cost of underestimating you. Now is the time for the power play. Now is the time for you to show them just how wrong they were. Now is the time to hit them with everything you've got and leave them lying in the wake of your strength, your power, your will, your fury. This is your moment. This is your time, and they will never forget it. You will haunt their thoughts, lingering in the corners of their minds like a shadow that refuses to leave. Every time they try to rebuild what they thought they had, every time they attempt to pick up the pieces of their shattered world, they will feel the weight of your presence looming over them. Your name will be spoken with a whisper, with a trace of fear in their voice, because they will know deep down that they can never escape the consequences of crossing you. This isn't just about revenge, it's about power, about taking back what is rightfully yours. They thought they could trample on your spirit, mock your struggle, and use you as a stepping stone in their grand schemes. They thought they could break you, bend you to their will, or use your weakness against you. But what they failed to understand was that true power isn't about standing tall when the world bows to you. It's about standing tall when the world tries to crush you underfoot and you refuse to be broken. They believed they had you figured out. They saw you as an obstacle they could push aside, a mere challenge in their quest for dominance. They thought that because they had money or influence or numbers, they could overwhelm you. But what they didn't realize is that they were playing a game they didn't even know the rules to. They were playing chess while you were playing 3D strategy, while you were thinking 5 moves ahead, while they blindly marched forward with their misguided confidence. The truth about power, the thing they didn't understand, is that it is forged in the quiet moments when no one is watching. Power doesn't come from grand gestures, from loud boasts or empty threats. No, real power is born from the ability to endure the unendurable, to survive the unsurvivable. It is the ability to stand in the darkest of nights, in the face of crushing odds, and know with certainty that the storm will pass, that the light will return. They underestimated you because they only saw the surface. They saw a person who was humble, quiet, perhaps even submissive in their eyes. But what they didn't realize was that you were never submissive. You were calculating, you were planning, you were waiting for the perfect moment to unleash the storm that would shape their very foundations. Now they will know. Now they will feel the force of your resolve. The moment of reckoning is upon them, and they will find that the cost of underestimating you is a price they can never repay. Every decision they made to disregard you, every sneer they cast your way, every insult they thought they could bury beneath their arrogance will now come crashing down upon them. They will remember every single time they laughed at you, every time they doubted your strength, every time they thought you were weak, but they will remember it too late. And when they try to fight back, when they try to mount a defense, it will be as if they are trying to stop an avalanche with a shovel. Their resistance will crumble beneath the sheer weight of your will, and they will realize, too late, that they were never even close to being prepared for the storm you've unleashed. The beauty of their misunderstanding is that they thought their arrogance was a shield. They thought that by belittling you, by diminishing you in front of others, by trying to break your spirit, they could make themselves stronger. They thought that their dominance could break you, but they never considered the fact that you were never fighting for their approval. You weren't playing for their approval. You were playing for yourself, for your own survival, for your own power. Now the world will see the power you've nurtured in silence, the quiet strength that no one else could comprehend. They will see that the ones who mocked you, who thought they were superior, are now reduced to nothing but a memory. A cautionary tale of what happens when you underestimate the quiet storm in the corner of the room. But this moment of triumph isn't about arrogance, it's about respect. It's about showing the world that you have always been more than they thought you were. It's about taking the power that was always within you and turning it into something unstoppable, something undeniable. This is the moment when you go from being a forgotten figure to being the force that shapes the world around you. When your name becomes synonymous with power, with tenacity, with the kind of strength that can't be ignored or dismissed. As they stand in the wreckage of their own delusions, they will finally understand the truth. They will realize that they were never dealing with someone weak. They were dealing with a force of nature, a person who refused to break, a person who grew stronger with every trial they faced. They may never admit it. They may never come to terms with their own folly. But deep down in the pit of their souls, they will know that they have been bested. They will know that you were the one they never should have crossed, and that in the end, it was their own hubris that sealed their fate. Now, it's time to step into the light. It's time for you to rise and take what is yours. You've fought the battles in the shadows, you've weathered the storms, and you've come out stronger, wiser, and more powerful than ever. The time for waiting is over. The time for hesitation is gone. It's time to claim the world that is rightfully yours. But understand this. This isn't just about revenge, and this isn't just about showing them that you were right. This is about showing the world that true power doesn't come from force or domination. It comes from resilience. It comes from the ability to rise again, to stand firm, to look at those who would try to tear you down and say, "You cannot break me." And now, when they look back, they will see that you were never weak. You were never the one to be taken lightly. And no matter how hard they try to rebuild what they've lost, no matter how hard they fight to regain their sense of control, they will never be able to shake the truth that you were always stronger than they ever realized. They will never forget it. You've already won. You've already proven that they were nothing more than players in your game. They've already lost the moment they underestimated you. You've outlasted them. You've outplayed them. And in the end, you've shown them that the true power lies not in the false facade of dominance, but in the quiet strength that cannot be broken. The world will remember your name. They will remember the power play you made, and they will understand that the price of underestimating you is a price they are never willing to pay again. This is your victory. This is your rise. This is your moment to seize the power that has always been yours, and the world will tremble in the wake of your might. When you rise, it will be as though the earth itself shakes with the force of your determination. Every move you make will reverberate through the world around you, and those who once held power will look upon you with fear and respect. You will be a living testament to what happens when someone refuses to bow, when they refuse to break under the weight of others' expectations. Every step you take, every decision you make will be a reminder of the power you have forged in silence. Every word you speak will carry weight, and every action you take will send ripples through the world that cannot be ignored. They thought you were weak, but they will soon realize that they were nothing but ants beneath your feet. They will scurry in panic, trying to hide from the inevitable, but there will be no escape. You have become a force that cannot be contained, a storm that cannot be calmed. They will watch in terror as you claim what is yours, as you take back the power they tried to steal from you. They will see that all their efforts to break you have been in vain, because you are a force of nature, a being that rises no matter how many times you are knocked down. They will come to understand that they were never dealing with a victim. They were never dealing with someone to be controlled or manipulated. They were dealing with someone who would rise again, stronger, sharper, and more unstoppable than before. They will watch as you build your empire from the ashes of their mistakes, and as they try to rebuild what they lost, they will realize that it is futile, that you have taken everything they once held dear, and now it belongs to you. Every ounce of power, every shred of influence they once had, now sits squarely in your hands. They will claw at the air, trying to regain their former position, but it will be like a dream slipping through their fingers, impossible to hold on to, impossible to grasp. You have already outgrown them. You have already surpassed them. And now, the only thing left for them to do is watch as you claim your rightful place at the top. The world will tremble because they will know that you are not someone to be trifled with. They will know that when you speak, it is the voice of someone who has lived through the trials, who has endured the suffering, and who has emerged from the fire as something unbreakable. You will be the epitome of strength, not because you are physically imposing, but because you have mastered the art of resilience. You have endured more than anyone could imagine, and you have come out the other side, not just surviving, but thriving. The world will see that you are not a victim, not a casualty in someone else's game, but a player in your own right, shaping the world around you with your power. As the world watches, it will begin to recognize that you are a different breed of power. You are the kind of force that doesn't just rise with strength, but with a strategy, with a vision that others can't even begin to comprehend. While they were busy trying to crush you, you were quietly building, quietly plotting, quietly strengthening the foundations of your rise. And now, as you take your place at the top, they will realize that you were never just reacting to them. You were always playing the long game. And in that game, they were always destined to lose. But make no mistake, this victory, this power, it's not just about showing them who's in charge. It's not about gloating. It's not about rubbing your success in their faces. This is about proving something to yourself. This is about showing yourself that you are capable of standing alone, of rising from the ashes of your failures, of weathering the storm and emerging victorious. This is about proving to the world that no matter how many times they try to knock you down, no matter how many obstacles they throw in your path, you will always rise. You will always find a way. You will always come back stronger. This isn't just a victory over them. It's a victory over every doubt you've ever had, over every moment where you questioned your own worth, over every time you wondered if you were ever enough. You were always enough. You were always destined for greatness. The moment they underestimated you was the moment they sealed their fate, because they never understood the true depths of your potential. They never understood how deep the roots of your strength went. And now, as you rise, they will see just how deep those roots really are. They thought you were weak because they couldn't see the truth of what lay inside you. They saw your silence, your humility, and mistook it for weakness. They saw you enduring their insults, their mockery, and they thought it meant they had control over you. But they were wrong. The truth is, you were never their prey. You were never their victim. You were their predator, lying in wait, patiently plotting your rise. And now, as they watch you take the throne they thought was theirs, they will realize how utterly foolish they were to ever think they had the upper hand. You are not the person they believed you to be. You are not the shadow in the corner, the one to be ignored and forgotten. You are the storm that will swallow them whole. You are the force that will reshape the world. And they will be left wondering how they could have been so blind, how they could have been so naive as to think they could control someone like you. The world will tremble in the wake of your might, but they won't just tremble out of fear. They will tremble because they will know that your rise is not a fluke. It is the result of years of struggle, years of resilience, years of quietly preparing for this moment. You didn't get here by accident. You didn't get here because of luck. You got here because you are relentless. You got here because you refused to accept defeat. You got here because you believed in yourself when no one else did. And now, you will show the world what happens when you refuse to give up, when you refuse to be broken. The world will tremble, not only because of what you've achieved, but because they will know that you are just getting started. This is only the beginning of your reign. You will continue to grow. You will continue to build. You will continue to strengthen your power, to refine your strategy, to evolve into something greater than they can even imagine. And as you do, they will watch in awe and fear, knowing that no matter how hard they try to stop you, they will never be able to keep up. They will never be able to reach the heights that you will climb, because you are no longer playing the same game they are. You have moved beyond them. You are playing a game they can't even begin to comprehend. This is your time. This is your moment, and the world will tremble. And so, in the end, they will realize the truth. They never stood a chance. They underestimated you. They mocked your strength, and they tried to break you. But you, the silent storm, the relentless force, have risen above them all. Your power is undeniable, and your victory is inevitable. The world will tremble not because of fear alone, but because they will know that you are unstoppable, that you are a force unlike any other. This is just the beginning. And as you rise to claim what is yours, there will be no stopping you. They will never forget your name, for it will be synonymous with power, resilience, and triumph.